rubble for survivors following a 7.8 magnitude earthquake that killed more than 1,300 people, including over 900 in Turkey.
The worst damage appears to be across a huge area of southern Turkey and northern Syria, the latter already a region devastated by war, and the whole area home to millions of refugees living in camps or poorly constructed homes. Some videos show survivors picking through rubble of collapsed buildings in freezing conditions, while Turkish media is showing a huge fire burning, reportedly from a gas pipeline explosion.
The BBC's Tom Bateman in Washington.
The White House National Security Advisor issuing a statement saying President Biden has directed U.S. aid and other federal government partners to assess U.S. response options. And Turkey's President Erdogan tweeting the quake was felt in many parts of the country, adding search and rescue teams have been immediately dispatched, and expressing his hope that we will get through this disaster together.
That's Derek Dennis. The quake, which was felt as far away as Cairo, was followed by at least 20 aftershocks, the strongest of which measured 6.6. Wins News Time 5:31. Let's get traffic and transit. Here's Karen Stewart.
New Jersey, we're going to Rochelle Park now, which is not doing well. Rochelle Avenue, both ways, is closed between Central Avenue and Market Street. We've got downed wires across Rochelle Avenue. There are posted detours there for you, or you can use Route 17 as an alternate. Down the shore on 35 South, all lanes are going to be shut at 36 this morning. We've got a water main break blocking all lanes. We're looking great over at the Hudson River. 15 into the Holland. 10 in at the George, 10 inbound the Lincoln Tunnel. Check with Mass Transit. We've got Bronx-bound D's, Queens-bound N and R trains running at slower speeds in Brooklyn between 36th Street and Atlantic Avenue Barclays Center because of planned work in the area. All the major metropolitan commuter lines are in really good shape. And as we take a check of the jam cams, we're doing really well on the Van Wyck, even the inbound Gowanus to the BQE eastbound into Atlantic Avenue. Very nice stuff. And we also doing well on the LIE and the Grand Central Parkway. Alternate side parking rules and regulations are in effect today, and we're sponsored by the Barnesburg Traffic Tip Line at 844-JAM-1010. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes around the clock, breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
I'm attorney Rich Barnes. If you've been in a car crash, choosing the right firm is crucial to get the help you need and the best result possible.
Injury attorneys, call 1-800-8-million.
Manhattan, Long Island.
1010 Wins AccuWeather Monday morning, and way better than late last week, Dean, that's for sure.
Yeah, but it turned around quickly, like we said it would, and that's the good news. And honestly, Susan, that may be the last real intrusion of true Arctic air that we see all season. We're going to stew around this week from what is on paper above normal temperatures, although at times it won't feel that way because it'll be windy and there'll be some cloud cover too. Chilly start this morning and then some sunshine and gusty breeze. So I know 50 sounds good, but we'll see that wind. And if you're in the wind and it's not particularly sunny at that point, it will feel a little chilly. Certainly chilly and brisk this evening. Colder tonight. We wake up tomorrow. Temperatures will be back sub-freezing everywhere, 31 in the city, low 20s in the suburbs, and then a chilly afternoon, a high just 43 with sun to clouds. Then it gets milder again Wednesday, up in the low 50s. Some rain possible for the afternoon or at night Thursday when the highs in the mid-50s, and there could be some more unsettled weather as we head into the start of the weekend. 42 at the moment, heading up to near 50. It's going to be dry today with gusty breeze, clouds, and some sunny breaks. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Steve DeVore on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
This winter, there are now updated COVID-19 booster shots designed for recent Omicron variants. Learn more and schedule your updated booster at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Wins News Time 5:34. Some new stats putting a spotlight on drug abuse in the boroughs.
If things stay the same, the city data suggests that 100,000 syringes will need to be cleaned up from city parks and sidewalks this fiscal year. The city sanitation department saying employees saw a 36% increase. Now, Paul, who lives near Tompkins Square Park, says it's actually better now than 2020, when he said he saw people shooting up in restaurant sidewalk sheds.
I'm a photographer. I got a photograph of the guy actually doing it.
Late last year, the city council passed a syringe buyback program, 20 cents per needle up to $10 a day. But City Councilman Robert Holden says that is not the way to go.
That's kind of enabling.
Eileen LaBama, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in the East Village.
Federal investigators have a lead on a possible cause of a train derailment in Ohio that has forced the evacuations of thousands in Palestine there. NTSB's Michael Graham says video evidence indicates a mechanical problem with one of the rail car's axles.
Multiple explosions causing massive fires lighting up the night sky, burning for hours Saturday. More than 24 hours later, residents are still being asked to evacuate and shelter in place within a 1-mile radius of the crash. 50 train cars derailed northwest of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, some of them carrying vinyl chloride, a hazardous material. The crash site, a mile long. EPA crews testing the water and air regularly.
Correspondent Phil Lindblom, as of right now, the mayor of Palestine says both are safe. Can Ticketmaster handle it? We'll find out today with the first tickets go on sale for Beyonce's upcoming tour. Fans are fearing a repeat of the Taylor Swift fiasco. This time, instead of releasing tickets for all the shows on the same day, they're staggering it, and verified fans will have received access codes determined by a lottery. We're looking at some sunshine today, a gusty breeze, about 50 degrees, 42 partly cloudy now, the humidity 59%, and the winds are currently calm. The Grammy recap next.
Gwyneth Malhotra has it all. Great job, loving life. But he almost didn't. When he was 28 years old, just months before his wedding, he suddenly couldn't speak or swallow. Luckily, he was taken to New York Presbyterian. Tests found a torn artery. He'd had a stroke. They immediately gave him TPA, a medication to dissolve the blood clot. Their fast response was the difference between Gwyneth losing everything and having it all. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis or candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Nothing in me go hand in hand, nothing on my skin if that's my new place. Nothing is every day. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. With Skyrizi, you can achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Wins News Time 538, 1010 Wins Entertainment history at the Grammys.
It's Renaissance! Beyonce!
Big night for Beyonce, who now holds the record for most Grammy wins ever. She held back tears while accepting Best Dance Album for Renaissance.
I'd like to thank the queer community for your love and for inventing this genre.
Lizzo snags Record of the Year.
I wanted to make the world a better place, so I had to be that change to make the world a better place.
Best New Artist went to jazz singer Samara Joy, and Harry Styles wins Album of the Year for Harry's House.
This doesn't happen to people like me very often, and this is so nice. Thank you very much.
That's Monica Riggs. Song of the Year went to Bonnie Raitt for Just Like That.
I'm so surprised. I don't know what to say. This is just an unreal moment. Thank you for honoring me.
Actress Viola Davis won Best Audiobook Narration for Finding Me, and with that win, she joins an elite list.
I wrote this book to honor the 6-year-old Viola, to honor her life, her joy, her trauma, everything. And it has just been such a journey. I just EGOT.
Yeah, she's now the 18th person to have an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and a Tony Award. The Grammys aired on CBS.
Start your new year off right by finally losing that weight. Schedule your consultation with NJ Diet today. Their scientific approach will ensure that you lose that fat quickly and safely. NJ Diet uses your hair and saliva samples along with their bioenergetic scans to personalize natural solutions and supplements that balance your hormones, where the side effect is weight loss. You will shed a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to help you keep it off. NJ Diet is all natural, no shots, no hormones, no surgery, delivery, and no prepackaged foods. Full supervision is provided every step of the way, and you even get the doctor's personal email and phone number, with locations throughout the East Coast or from anywhere with live online video consultations. Lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days guaranteed. Call 855-5NJ-DIET. That's 855-5NJ-DIET. Or schedule your consult today at njdiet.com. That's njdiet.com. And lose the weight for good.
Whether it's Alexa, Google Home, your iPhone, or the car radio, stay with 1010 Wins and stay connected.
The Newswatch never stops. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning. 42 degrees. It is 5:40 on this Monday, February 6th. I'm Susan Richard, and here is what's happening. As the manhunt continues, a vigil is held for the off-duty cop shot and wounded during an attempted robbery in Brooklyn. Our Glenn Schuck with the latest. Police shoot and wound an armed suspect in the Bronx. The FBI now waiting for crews to salvage what is left of that Chinese spy balloon. An e-bike battery blamed for a fire in Inwood that is 3 people critical. And a Westchester singing group is going old school for Valentine's Day. We'll explain. In sports, Knicks rally to beat the Sixers at the Garden. The Nets trade Kyrie Irving to the Dallas Mavericks. 1010 Wins AccuWeather, partly sunny today, the high 50. Wins News Time 541. Traffic and transit. Here's Karen Stewart.
Still problems in Rochelle Park, with Rochelle Park closed both ways between Central Avenue and Market Street with downed wires. Follow the detours or use Route 17. That would be a great alternate. And Route 35 southbound approaching 36 down the shore. We have a water main break. We've got all lanes blocked on this big intersection of 35 and 36. Now, if you're heading out in mass transit, we've got Bronx-bound D, Queens-bound N and R trains running at slow speeds through Barclays Center because of planned work in the area. We have no issues as you travel over the Van Wyck Expressway, guys. We look great both ways between Kew Gardens and the Belt Parkway. The Belt, the Grand Central, the Cross Island and the Clearview are all excellent. We're starting to get heavy on the westbound LIE and Woodhaven Boulevard, and over in Brooklyn on the inbound Gowanus BQE eastbound combination from Court Street, traveling up through Atlantic Avenue, and some delays starting to build up to the Brooklyn Bridge now. Alternate side parking rules and regulations are in effect today citywide. Our next report is 5:51. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Still no arrest in the shooting of an off-duty cop over the weekend during a robbery in Brooklyn. A vigil was held last night.
As family and friends huddled around the officer's bedside, this vigil outside of Brookdale last night, including words from Bishop Eric Figueroa offering his support
to the persons who committed this horrific violence against this officer. You should turn yourself in.
The 26-year-old in grave condition after being shot in the head, it seems just moments after he arrived at a scene in East New York with his brother-in-law to pick up a car he had purchased, or so he thought, through an arrangement on Facebook Marketplace. He did all of this while off-duty. He's a married father of 2, lives on Long Island, works out of the 66th precinct here in Brooklyn. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins, 92.3 FM at Brookdale.
The NYPD investigating an officer-involved shooting yesterday in the Bronx. This was right outside of Cardinal Hayes High School, just before 2:30 on East 153rd and Grand Concourse, where police responded to a call of a woman being assaulted at gunpoint. NYPD Chief of Patrol John Schell says when cops arrived, they confronted the suspect.
Numerous orders are given to drop the weapon. He puts the weapon to his head and then rapidly turns on our officers. Our officers discharge their firearms, striking the individual. Our officers then render aid, take the male into custody.
Well, the suspect is now hospitalized in critical condition. After Tyree Nichols was laid to rest, New Jersey Senator Cory Booker telling CBS's Face the Nation he and others are working to pass the police reform bill named for George Floyd.
It falls to Congress to find a bipartisan way forward to make sure that we are doing what is necessary to raise police standards and professionalism, to create more transparency and accountability in American policing.
One sticking point has been the issue of qualified immunity, which shields law enforcement from liability in civil suits unless accusers can prove a violation of constitutional rights. Democrats wanted the protection removed completely. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham has floated the idea of removing that from police departments, but not against individual officers. Partly cloudy skies, we're at 42 degrees. We're going up to 50 today, some sunshine. It'll feel cooler than that, though, because we'll have a gusty breeze. So, what's going on with that Chinese spy balloon? We'll tell you next.
Hey, I'm in. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, over-designed, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code TRUST at checkout. That's harrys.com, code TRUST. Enjoy.
At Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, our mission is to fight to get you more. Because when you get injured at work or in a car accident, you will need more to move forward. We have more than 800 lawyers and thousands of support staff and more offices nationwide than any other injury law firm. So far, we have recovered more than $15 billion for our clients. But don't take our word for it. Check out any of our more than 28,000 5-star Google reviews from our clients. Injured? Don't wait. Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com right now. Morgan & Morgan will fight to get you more. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When you call America's largest injury firm, you get the backing of a national firm, along with a dedicated team from your community, handpicked by us. When you need a fighter, you need us. Call America's largest injury law firm. Call Morgan & Morgan. forthepeople.com.
Wednesday at 5:47, the search is on now for the result of that Chinese spy balloon that the Fed shot down off the coast of South Carolina Saturday. This is Secretary of State Anthony Blinken canceled his planned trip to Beijing.
Presidents Biden and Xi had their first in-person meeting in November, and Secretary of State Anthony Blinken was, of course, set to become the first Biden cabinet member to travel to China just this week. The hope had been that the relationship was thawing. The White House is now saying that the whole country, the whole world, is seeing the irresponsible decisions and actions of China, and one senior administration official told me overnight that they will continue to try to be calm, resolute, and practical in managing the relationship.
As correspondent Mary Alice Parks, Republican Ted Cruz among those criticizing how the president handled this.
He allowed a full week for the Chinese to conduct spying operations over the United States, over sensitive military installations, exposing not just photographs, but the potential of intercepted communications.
He was on Face the Nation on CBS. The Defense Department said it was too dangerous to people on the ground to shoot this thing down over land. The White House says they took steps to prevent the balloon from collecting intelligence info. And there's also been speculation that China could have been feeding the balloon false data. There is an old Soviet relic in New Mexico.
A Cold War-era Soviet Union surface-to-air missile has landed in Albuquerque. Don't worry, it's supposed to be there. It's just been added to the collection of the National Museum of Nuclear Science and History. Soviets used those missiles as a possible defense against American bombers from the 50s to the 1980s. This missile is about 40 feet long, even longer if you add the launcher.
That's Peter King in Ukraine as the Russian invasion there nears the 1-year mark. The Ukrainian defense minister is stepping down. Oleksiy Reznikov is being investigated for alleged corruption involving the misuse of government funds within his department. Separately, we're hearing from a senior Russian army lieutenant who's now in hiding after defecting. Ostantin Yeremov spoke to ABC News.
Senior Lieutenant Konstantin Yefremov says he witnessed Ukrainian prisoners being shot in the leg, beaten badly, and threatened with rape.
You've been criticizing Vladimir Putin and talking about the crimes that you've seen in Ukraine. Are you afraid for your safety?
Yes, he says. I don't think it will be hard for them to find me. If I go home, the best case is a lengthy jail term. The worst, they'll simply kill me.
Thompson Burridge with that report. Governor Hochul's budget proposal not sitting well with home health care workers who say it would cut the wages and benefits of more than 100,000 home care workers by up to $4 an hour. Well, today several lawmakers, AARP, and dozens of members of 1199 SEIU will unveil the Fair Pay for Home Care bill which would reverse that and raise wages instead. Rachel McCullough is the co-director of the New York Caring Majority.
New York's population is aging rapidly, but the state is facing the worst home care shortage in the nation. We simply do not have enough home care workers to care for the state's older adults and disabled people.
She says the bill would strengthen the economy by generating $5.4 billion in job creation and by moving home care workers off social assistance. It was all hands on deck up in Inwood early Sunday, where a charging e-bike is to blame for a fire that sent 4 people to the hospital, 3 of whom are critical. It broke out at around 1:30 in the morning on the 5th floor of a building on Sherman Avenue and took about an hour to get under control. Chief of Fire Operations John Esposito.
We should not be charging them overnight. We should not be charging them in a path of egress from the apartment. A suggestion would be to charge them while you're awake in a room that nobody is in with the door closed.
Fire officials note that this is the 3rd blaze this year sparked by an e-bike battery. Winds News Time 5:51. Time for traffic and transit on the ones. And here's Karen Stewart.
Problems in Rochelle Park, New Jersey this morning. Both directions of Rochelle Avenue are closed between Central Avenue and Market Street, all because of downed wires. Follow the posted detour signs or use Route 17. No word on when they think this is going to be rectified or not, or during morning rush hour, so we'll keep you posted. As soon as we know, you'll know. And Route 35 down the shore, southbound at 36, big intersection there. We've got a water main break. All lanes are blocked. It's going to be one heck of a morning rush hour with southbound 35 and 36 all of those out there. Updated about that. Next, mass transit. We've got Bronx bound D's, Queensbound, and R train still running at slower speeds between 36th Street and Atlantic Avenue Barclays Center because of work that's being done on the tracks between those 2 points. LIRR, Metro North, NJT, and the path are all in excellent condition. We've got a 15-minute wait inbound at the Holland Tunnel, 10 minutes at the Lincoln, 10 minutes at the George. Long Island's Big 3 are great, and alternate side parking rules and regulations, they are in effect today. Our next report is 6:01 on Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
And your AccuWeather forecast sponsored by TriMedHomeCare.com. I'm Dean. 50 degrees.
You know what? Didn't it feel like balmy, like 30s even after what we had Friday? And it felt better and better. The thing I would caution today, there's going to be a big breeze. It's going to gust, I think, a bit this afternoon, and there will be some sun out at times, but it could be also hidden by the clouds. And then the shady side of the street in this breeze, I know 50 sounds great, but there may be a little chill. So if you're going to be out and about, you definitely need the jacket, especially this evening. And then it's going to end up colder when we wake up tomorrow morning. It'll be in the low 20s inland suburbs, 31 in the city. A chillier day tomorrow with sun, some clouds, the high 43. Then it gets milder again, low to mid-50s Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday looks like the nicer day. Thursday could have some rain later in the day or at night. There's definitely some rain in the offing to end the week ahead, it looks like. 42 at the moment, Susan. We're going up to near 50 on this first Monday of February. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Steve DeVore, New York's weather station. 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Well, we're coming up on Valentine's Day, and this year what's old is new again.
Westchester Quartzman now sing.
If you want to be the hero this Valentine's Day, maybe go old school. Go for the Singing Telegram.
We send out 4 guys in tuxedos and a red rose to sing a song or two to your loved one.
Keith Harris is musical director of the Westchester Quartzmen, a chorus of more than 50 men who celebrate the American tradition of barbershop quartet. The Quartzmen have been around for 70 years. Personalized Valentines, that's how they raise funds so they can share the old-time tunes. We dedicate a lot of performances to live-in care facilities, $100 for an in-person serenade, $50 for a digital Valentine. Even better this year, we're expanding into our Spanish-speaking audience with hosting based on our show, Shop House, 92.3 FM in White Plains.
And that bench effort included a season-high 17 points from Evan Fournier.
The guys got to show good to have an impact on winning. You know, making shots is always cool, but having an impact on winning is even, better.
With this win coming against a Sixers squad that had taken 8 straight on the road. Margaret, a Central Wind Sports on 92.3 FM.
Think New York City is the dirtiest in the land? Think again. We actually ranked 12th, according to a comparison done by Lawn Starter. They looked at 150 of the largest cities in the U.S. based on 50 factors, including pollution, efficiency, infrastructure,
Resilience is in our DNA. We started here during the Great Depression, providing affordable health care coverage for hardworking people. We continue that mission today as a nonprofit, proudly serving over 3 million people and striving to create healthier futures for our members and local communities. Emblem Health.
Now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins with Steve Potisk.
Well, Susan, while you can't say the cost of living in the New York City area is cheap, car owners are getting a bit of a break when it comes to the cost of insuring their vehicle. The cost of auto insurance is at just under $2,000 this year, up nearly 14% from a year ago. That brings many certain things that average auto insurance premiums for uninsured New York come about 14%. Of course, average premiums do remain higher than the national average, coming in at nearly $2,700 this year. Now, while Adam and Team Driver, the policy is notably the most expensive life event for drivers, other things can also impact what you pay. New York City, leaving on the highlights of right around about $460 in annual premiums. At Wall Street after losses Friday, we may see a repeat as the futures are not going down twice. NASDAQ down 1.1, down over about 2.7. Bloomberg Money Watch, tracks at 256 back every 4 weeks. What is more than the wins on 92.3 FM?
Have 3x lives in your current quote. Right once a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policy you had to purchase for your previous mistakes. If so, call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-200-1966. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-200-1966. That's 800-200-1966 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-200-1966. 800-200-1966.
Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach irritation, or your story with IBS-C. Visit a doctor in person or online. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at Linzess.com or call 1-800-Linzess.
Acura, there's Some sun today, a gusty breeze, but mild 50 degrees, mostly clear 31 tonight, and then sun giving way to clouds, breezy 43 tomorrow. It's 42 in Central Park. More people get their news from 1010 Winds than from any other radio station in the nation. Sharon Barnes Waters is our service aide, Jim Maloney at the editor's desk. I'm Susan Richard.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Winds at 92 FM. It's 42 degrees at 6 o'clock. It's Monday, February 6th. I'm Bud Michigan. Here's what's happening. The search warrant for the suspect in Saddle Ridge shooting in Brooklyn, Illinois. Police officer a police involved shooting yesterday on Concourse and Police responding to a report. $747 million. Sports, the Knicks rallied to beat the Sixers at the Garden. The Nets have traded Kyrie Irving to the Dallas Mavericks. AccuWeather, we have a chilly start, but it's going to be a pretty nice day, certainly for early February. We'll get up to a high of around 50. Winds News Time, 6:01. That's time for traffic and transit with Karen Stewart.
Well, we're starting to build on the westbound Del Ivy now into Woodhaven Boulevard. From back to Casino Boulevard, it's starting to get pretty heavy. Previous to that, there are some delays around the Clearview Expressway, but on the island, we're doing really well. The Grand Central still looks good. The Van Wyck, a little bit of northbound slowdowns getting into Atlantic Avenue slightly. The inbound Gowanus, BQE eastbound combination. Basically, we're looking back to state lottery games on your phone. Use code radio for a free ticket. Must be 18 or older to play. If you have a gambling problem, please call
there somewhere. Now, last night, a vigil outside of the hospital.
Our purpose here this evening, one, is to pray for the police officer that's in this hospital.
Police say 4 officers opened fire on a man who they say had assaulted a 63-year-old woman on the street and then pointed a gun at a passerby.
Numerous orders are given to drop the weapon. He puts the weapon to his head and then rapidly turns on our officers.
Chief of Patrol John Shell says the 49-year-old man was shot numerous times. It happened just after 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon on the Grand Concourse at 153rd Street. Police say they recovered a handgun which you could see in the middle of the street, surrounded by more than 2 dozen
Speaking This is just too much.
He made his comments on CBS's Face the Nation. Senator Booker led what turned out to be an unsuccessful effort at the time to pass policing reform back in 2021, along with Senator Scott. He says he and Scott have not stopped talking about the issue since the effort to failed. The search for any parts of the suspected Chinese spy balloon continues in the waters off the South Carolina coast. The U.S. Navy and Coast Guard ships are part of the hunt. And the White House is talking about it as well.
The White House is adamant that the president was listening to the advice of his military commanders who told him to wait. And we know now that he was only briefed on this on Tuesday when he entered U.S. airspace over Idaho and Montana. State administration officials have also told us that the president wasn't correct. Their ability to study the balloon and gather intel was valuable. And of course, the White House is saying ultimately they did shoot it down when it was safe to do so. And they hope to learn more from what is recovered there.
This one in Inwood.